The priority theme of the 53rd session of the Commission for Social Development is rethinking and strengthening social development. Now, 20 years after the Copenhagen Declaration and Copenhagen Summit,
Cet événement nous permet d'exprimer notre amour pour la langue française et de réaffirmer l'engagement de la communauté francophone en faveur des valeurs communes, la paix, la solidarité, la coopération, le respect de la diversité culturelle et le développement durable. Au cours des 3 dernières années, nous nous sommes réunis à la Maison des hôtes du gouvernement, lieu emblématique du 7e sommet de la francophonie, qui a marqué un tournant dans la diplomatie multilatérale du Vietnam, puis au musée d'ethnologie du Vietnam, symbole de la diversité culturelle, de l'harmonie et de la concorde entre les ethnies du pays. Et aujourd'hui, nous nous retrouverons au Temple de la littérature, la première université du Vietnam. To those who have sacrificed their lives, their bloods and tears for the Vietnam that we have today.
Kính thưa quý vị đại biểu và bà con kiều bào thân mến, tiếng nói và bản sắc văn hóa của dân tộc là hành trang không thể thiếu đối với mỗi cá nhân khi ra với thế giới để hòa nhập và không hòa tan, để khẳng định vị thế của mình trong xã hội hiện đại. Thân thương biết bao khi ở một phương trời xa nào đó, ta bất chợt được nghe tiếng nói, được nghe những giai điệu, những vần thơ quê hương. Đó chính là sợi dây kết nối mỗi người Việt, cho dù ở bất cứ nơi đâu, trong bất cứ hoàn cảnh nào. Đó là niềm tự hào dân tộc, là điểm tựa tinh thần, là mạch nguồn nuôi dưỡng tâm hồn những người con đất Việt. Chúng tôi mong rằng bà con ta sẽ luôn quan tâm đến việc dạy và học tiếng Việt cho con cháu mình, thế hệ tương lai của cộng đồng, cũng như bảo tồn và quảng bá những giá trị truyền thống tốt đẹp của dân tộc tới cộng đồng và bạn bè quốc tế.
I'm particularly pleased to be here in Dhaka today because this year our two countries celebrate the 50th anniversary of our diplomatic relations. Like Bangladesh, millions of Vietnamese have sacrificed for our freedom and independence and for peace. And like Bangladesh, Vietnam looks to the sea for our development space as we strive to grow our economy and improve our people's lives. But this is not something unique to Bangladesh or Vietnam. It is a story that would be common for most countries in this Indo-Asia Pacific region. We are connected by the oceans and seas, by history, culture, religion,
And importantly, we are connected by our common desire for peace and prosperity. But today we are living in a world of much turmoil, of uncertainties and volatilities. The world is still struggling to recover and build back from the COVID-19 pandemic. Conflicts are breaking out across regions, and non-traditional security challenges, from food security to climate change, are looming large. Major powers' rivalries are heightening tension and diminishing cooperation to address those common challenges. At a time when international cooperation and resources are needed the most to implement the Sustainable Development Goals, military spending increased for the 8th consecutive year, reaching a record high of over $2.4 trillion. So what does the future hold for the Indian Ocean region, and more broadly for the Indo-Pacific region? Our nations are all part of a region that has the potential to become the most populous, most prosperous, and most developed region in the next 2 to 3 decades. We are part of what some have termed the new Asia century, or I guess more topically termed the Indo-Asia-Pacific century. But as probably the most important geostrategic, geopolitical, and geoeconomic region, we will also continue to be subject to the push and pull of intensified great power competition. And if not managed, conflicts and wars are not unimaginable. This leads me to the key messages that I would like to share. What I believe is needed to secure a peaceful, prosperous, and resilient future for our region. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So they must be throughout this process as the ones who drive it and as the one who benefits from it.
À la maison des hôtes du gouvernement, lieu emblématique du 7e sommet de la francophonie, qui a marqué un tournant dans la diplomatie multilatérale du Vietnam.
social development is all about people. People must be in the center of development. The people must be the beneficiaries, but also the people are the ones who drive the process. So they must be throughout this process as the ones who drive it and as the one who benefits from it.
Vietnam, as the host country of the international conference entitled Strengthening Women's Role in Building and Sustaining Peace from Commitment to Results, together with Estonia, Finland, Mexico, Malaysia, Myanmar, Laos PDR, New Zealand, Norway, the United Kingdom, Sweden, and Germany, are honored to introduce a document entitled Hanoi Commitment to Action as an outcome of the conference to highlight areas and actions that need to be scaled up and accelerated to advance the WPS agenda. Allow me to highlight the key messages of this document. We recognize the key role of women in achieving sustainable peace and development, whether as peacemakers, peacekeepers, peace builders, or as responders to crises. We commit to the promotion of gender equality, empowerment of women and girls, the realization of their human rights as an integral part of peace processes. We recognize the support and contributions of the United Nations, regional and sub-regional organizations, development partners, non-governmental organizations, women organizations, and other stakeholders to the implementation of the WPS agenda. We recognize the disproportionate impact of fragile context, conflict and post-conflict situations, and especially the COVID-19 pandemic on women and girls, and the critical role of women in the prevention, response, and recovery efforts.
Well, thank you very much for that question. The relationship between Vietnam and India, very briefly, is excellent. We have a traditional linkage, which was really established by Gandhi, Nehru, and Ho Chi Minh on the side of Vietnam. The level of political trust is stronger than ever. And in fact, India is probably one of the major powers that we do not have a negative history with. There has never been a war, and there has never been a conflict. There's no major disputes between the two countries. So the foundation of the relationship is very strong. That is not to mention the cultural, religious linkage between the two countries. Secondly, we, both India and Vietnam, we view the world, I think, in a similar way. We both are developing countries, non-aligned countries. We both want to develop our relations. In India, you call it a multi-vector foreign policy. In Vietnam, we call it a diversification and multilateralization of our relations with partners around the world. And in particular, we want to get the developing countries together in order to find the solutions to the challenges we face today. We do want to further enhance our bilateral economic, trade and investment ties. Being one of Vietnam's comprehensive strategic partners, India is still quite modest in terms of trade and investment relationship with Vietnam, and that is what we want to focus on and we want to strengthen as we move forward. Talking about the Indo-Pacific, both our countries, as I mentioned, want peace, want stability, want security, want prosperity for this region, and we share common interests in a prosperous future for this region. And so for that reason, I think the vision we have for this region, the approaches we have, and the fact that we are upholding international law, multilateral cooperation,
the law of the sea, I think are extremely important to ensure a better future for the
지금 내게 집중해 알 수 없는 미남을 알 수 있게 Eyes on me
UPR for Vietnam. Today is a very special day, and this is a very special place. It was exactly 70 years ago today that the Battle of Điện Biên Phủ ended. And it was here, in the Palais des Nations, that the Geneva Accords on cessation of hostilities in Indochina were signed also 7 decades ago. These are historical milestones for Vietnam and many nations around the world in our fight against colonialism, in our fight for national independence, self-determination, for peace, human rights, and development. My delegation pays tribute and is forever indebted to those who have sacrificed their lives, their blood and tears for the Vietnam that we have today. Mr. President, Vietnam is strongly and wholeheartedly committed to the promotion and protection of human rights. Declaring the independence of Vietnam in 1945, President Ho Chi Minh stated, and I quote, "Everyone is created equal. They are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." End of quote. You may find that this sounds familiar. Indeed, this was quoted from the United States Declaration of Independence, except that all men was replaced with everyone. These values and this commitment to human rights are enshrined in the Constitution.